Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's Jen. Today is a bit of a follow-up to my previous first impressions of the Daily Grind Planner. If you saw that video, then you heard the story, but if you didn't, let me fill you in. I recently got my first Daily Grind Planner. Here is the cover. Isn't she beautiful? I love this planner. Oh my gosh, you guys. Spoiler alert, I am absolutely in love with this planner. But I got started with these inserts that my sweet friend Ruth from Referral Planning sent to me. But those inserts, they took a detour in transit, and I started to think that they were never going to come. So in the meantime, I ordered these from the Daily Grind because recently they revamped their inserts. I am quite new to the Daily Grind, but from what I understand, periodically they like to update the system. The core of the system stays the same, but the style of the inserts changes, the aesthetic, and also they make tweaks based on what their community requests. So I thought it would be fun to compare the inserts with you because I really haven't gotten to do that. I have barely gotten to look at these actually. So let's do this. First of all, we can see that our packaging has changed because the aesthetic has changed, and I actually really love the new aesthetic, but I wanted to show you. So let's move these aside. It'll also get rid of the glare for us. Now these are big planners. They're 10 disc punches, although I have to say, I thought this planner was going to feel ginormous to me. I didn't know if it was going to be too big for my preferences, but it actually doesn't feel that big. But we are taking up a lot of space here in my filming space. I'm going to do my best to keep them side by side, but when we're looking at 2-page spread, I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but that's okay. So we start here with our cover page, and the cover page gives you kind of a quick overview of the system and talks about resources. They do have a lot of great videos on YouTube to get you started. Once you buy a planner, they have an awesome Facebook group that you can join. So they're just kind of showing you some of that. You can see it's a bit more detailed over here. I'm not going to read all of that for you, but you're welcome to pause and take a peek if you like. When you open the page on this one, you just get dot grid. Maybe we'll do this like so. But with this one, you get more. Oh, this paper is incredible. I think I read it's 140 GSM. It is very thick. It's a little bit toothy. It's beautiful, high quality paper. I always think that I'm trying to turn too many pages because it's so much thicker than all my other planners. And so we have more information here. What I found particularly helpful was their prep school. That was so helpful to me in getting me going. And I'm so excited because I don't know when this video is going to go up. I don't know if the sale will be still going on, but they are having an incredible sale right now. And I bought the Know Your Worth book, and I am really looking forward to getting that. That I will definitely share with you guys in a video. All right, so let me move this, and then we come over to our front page, and on this one, it says self-assessment. On this one, it says current life assessment. Same concept, just changing up the terminology just a little bit. And if you are familiar with the Wheel of Life concept, if you've ever worked with a life coach or a health coach, then you might be familiar with this kind of thing where you rate the different areas of your life and try to get a view of how in balance is your life, or at least how are you feeling about different areas of your life, and to kind of help guide you on where you might want to put your energy. And so it's very similar here, but I think they did add in some categories on this new version. And but you still have your wheel to fill out. You still have different prompts, but they are a little different. So like, here's where am I today? What can I do well? Where do I waste time? What would make me the happiest? Here you have current life happiness. How happy are you? How do you feel about your life right now? So similar, but just a little different. I do kind of like that they gave you a little more room to write. I actually did all this work, but I did it on note pages, listening to their prompts because I was still waiting for my inserts, and I actually took up a lot of room. So I've been meaning to transfer it. I just haven't done it yet. So that's that. And then we open up to our goals area, which I did start to write in those. So I'll show you each of those separate because we're out of room here. All right. So in this older version, you have 4 months of goals, and I actually love this 4-month framework. I've done that before on my own in the past. To me, quarterly goals, while they're great, it often doesn't feel like quite enough time for me. And I really like the 4 months. I feel like something about that one extra month, splitting your year into trimesters rather than quarters, it kind of works well for me. I really like it. And so you have a place to list out your top 10 goals, which you are encouraged to write SMART goals. Oh, pardon my coffee cup. I'm dying for a sip of coffee. It's early in the morning. You are encouraged to write them out. And I did write them out. But then you kind of pick a word because you're writing your goals every single day. So if you had to write a big long sentence, that would take forever. So you write like a word or a phrase. And so for me, for my top 10 goals this month, it's been business. I'm trying to relaunch my business, finances, nutrition, fitness. I wrote home here, but then I actually changed it to office because over the course of the year, and for however long it takes, I really want to do a lot of decluttering and cleaning up in my house. And I decided to start with my office. So I need to fix that. Family, social media, YouTube, learning, and creativity. And then it tells you come back at the end of each month and fill out your completed goals. And then you have your little monthly calendars. This is an undated planner, so you will have to go ahead and date everything. And then important goals, dates, and deadlines. So comparing that to this one, we have some extra pages here and a little bit of extra. So you have this dream life roadmap. What are my big life goals? They actually give you some different categories to consider. They probably match, I would assume, with the categories on the front page. You have the next 4 of 12 months. Think about exactly 4 full months from today. What will be the exact date? And then you have some different prompts here. What's your biggest goal for the next 4 months? How can you make it happen? How will you celebrate? So I do like that. And then you get all 12 months, which is cool, but I actually think it depends on what you're doing. I often struggle with annual goals, and so I don't know if I would use it or if I'll just highlight the 4 months I'm using. I'm not sure, but I can understand the addition of that. And then we also have now our 4 months of productivity, your months 1 through 4, and what they call your productivity scorecard. So similar, but you're getting a little more. So let me move this out of the way. And you also have this month ahead goals and focus flow. So I think this page is meant to help you make like a mind map. So I do like that. And then we get into our monthly pages. So let's look at it over here. On this side, you have the month ahead, a place to write in your month, a little monthly calendar, your top 10 goals of the month, your important dates this month, I'm most excited about, top priorities this month, thoughts, ideas, notes, and your word of the month. On this side, you have a 2-page spread where you have your top 10 goals, but you have some additional prompts. You have 3 months, this month's top 3 healthy habits, 3 happiness hobbies, your word of the month, your book of the month, your theme of the month. So you can dig in as deep as you want. And I kind of like the simplicity of the older version, but I think I feel that way because I am a newbie to all of this, and I could understand the usefulness also of this. So it's going to be really interesting when I switch over, because by then I'll have been doing this for a while. I started using my daily grind planner on July 1st, and I think you don't have to use anything you don't want to, right? But the tools are there. I do think it's nice that they gave you a bigger monthly calendar. It wasn't necessarily a problem for me to have a small monthly calendar because I still use my half letter, which is my day-to-day planner, but I could see how this could be your only planner. And so I think that's nice that they're giving you a bigger month there. Okay, and then we're going to get into the weeks. So on this planner, you get a 1-page weekly overview. I don't end up using this little monthly calendar, but you have your Monday through Sunday and you have your top focus of the week ahead. And I have been liking this because even though I do use a weekly calendar, I'll map out the busyness of my week and then try to list some of the things I want, taking my goal actions and putting them in here so I could figure out what days I want to do what. So in this new version, you have, whoopsie. In this new version, you have a weekly spread. Sorry guys, making a mess here. You have a weekly spread that is 2 pages, and I love the aesthetic of it. It's so pretty. You have dot grid, which I really like because I prefer lines, but at least the dot grid is going to help you write straight. And you also have an area for your priorities and goals of each day. So I do like this revamped weekly spread. It does give you a little more room to write, and it's so pretty. I love the aesthetic of these new inserts. It's beautiful. Okay. And then you also, this is new to this system, you get this week ahead with some different prompts, such as start the week with one thing I can prep, improve, declutter. How can I win the week? What can I do? Set up for success. So kind of like some things to think on to prep you for the week. And then you have this big dot grid page, thoughts for the week. I don't know if I need it or not, but I think it's nice that it's there. You don't have these pages in the old version. And then we open into our daily page. So let me show you the other version. All right, so let's move this page. And here's the magic of the planner. Okay, so here's our daily page side by side. So here's our older version. Here's our newer version. They're very similar, but they did make some tweaks. So the dot grid is a little darker on here. So you have my top 10 goals this month, top 10 to-dos today, and then you have done almost tomorrow. On here, you have the same things here, but here they only have done and later. And I kind of get that because like you either did it or you didn't, I think is the attitude. But I do have to say there's some things where maybe like I partly worked on it, but I didn't get it completely done. And I would check almost, but that's okay. I understand it. I could always add the column too if I really missed it. Then you have to feel amazing, I will. And they wrote today's self-care to feel amazing, I will. Top 3 movers today. Now, here they put top 3 to-dos, I kind of wish they hadn't done that. I like the terminology movers better, because to-dos, the energy for me is kind of like, this is what I have to do. Whereas like movers, that's like, yes, these are the things I'm doing for my goals. So it's not a big deal. That's just me, the way I think about language. But I do like the look of the things being boxed in. I do like that. Then on this side, you have don't forget and then grateful and excited for. But here you have grateful and excited for, remember to, biggest win of the day, which is nice. I do like that. And notes and ideas. And then on this side, today's game plan has 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. They took that out because that schedule doesn't necessarily work for everybody. I think they may sell timed washi tape. I certainly believe I own one somewhere from other systems I had, but you could just very easily also write in the times. And I do have to say that I've encountered that where, you know, for instance, I start work at 7:30 and there wasn't a lot of room to write in half hours. So I kind of like that decision. When I first saw it, I was a little bit like, oh, I like the times, but actually once I got really using it, I agree with that decision. So then you have all your days for 7 days, of course, and then you get to a weekly review. All right, so this has also been revamped. So on this side, we have this week in review. This week, how would I rate? And you have these different categories like my progress with this month's goals, my focus and daily routine, which top 10 goals did I work on the most? Which did I work on the least? A mantra for the week, currently reading, 3 great things that happened, thoughts and ideas. On this side, you have the past week, top 10 goals so far this month. It's your top 10 goals most worked on. Are you going to work on them more or less next week? Your top 10 goals least worked on. Are you going to work on them more or less next week? Okay, that's interesting. Thoughts, ideas, and notes from the past week. 3 great things that happened last week. Biggest wins, biggest lessons, grateful for, and how would I rate, and the different categories. So I really like this revamped page. I have been reading lately, which has been a big step forward. So I kind of liked the currently reading here, but you could very easily add that into your thoughts, ideas, and notes. So, or your biggest wins, depending on how you view it. So I like this page a lot. All right. And so then at the end of the month, we have some additional pages. Oh, okay. And you also have your month in review. So on this side, we have this month in review, top 10 goals. Was the goal achieved? Yes, almost, no. Proudest moments this month, things I want to start doing, stop doing, keep doing, and how would I rate in those different categories, improvement, ideas, and notes. On this side, you have your same thing, top 10 goals last month, was the goal achieved? And here you still have yes, almost, and no, which probably does make sense for a monthly goal. Reflection, you have goals accomplished, unaccomplished goals, goals for next month. Oh, interesting. So we have vibe, rise, habits, aligned and productive, habits, hiccups. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Why did I not maintain some? Toxic traps. What triggers them? Spark, start habits. Oh, starting next month. Oh, cute. I like those terms. Biggest win, biggest lessons, grateful for, and the how would I rate this month in 1 or 2 words. Very nice. So that is your daily grind system, our older version, our newer version. I like both. There's things about each that I really like, and I think that whenever I use up these, which I have a few months to go, and I am going to stay in them at least for now because I'm really enjoying them, when I'm ready to jump into the new ones, I think that's going to be exciting and fun, and it's just going to be interesting to see which one works better for me. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you use the daily grind? Have you transitioned to the new inserts yet? Tell me your experience. I will link for you the video of my first impressions of my new daily grind planner. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.